Eina mana, eina iwi, e urangatira ma, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, parents, families, friends, staff of the university and most importantly graduates, kia ora koutou katoa. To the leadership of the university, thank you so very much for honouring me with this award. I am truly very humbled and moved by it. In particular, in honouring me, you honour all public servants and the spirit of service to the community that they bring to their work every day. Thank you for doing that. Thank you so much. Victoria University is one of the great educational institutions of the world, and I am hugely proud to be a graduate of this university, to have worked here as a professor and head of school, and now proud to be receiving this award. So let me start with those of you graduating today. And I know what that feels like because 43 years ago I was you. I was sitting down there, I think in the middle somewhere over there with the Bachelors of Arts. And that was an absolutely great feeling. But never in a million years did I ever think I would be back here doing this today, probably because I didn't think I'd live to be this old. And certainly if I had, I would have been much better behaved. The Bachelors of Arts, raise your hands, Bachelors of Arts. Can we have a round of applause for the Bachelors of Arts? For each of you, just as it was for me, today marks the end of a journey and, as the Chancellor said, the beginning of a new one. Each of you has gotten here through hard work, sacrifice, commitment, persistence, and a ton of courage. Each of you has earned the achievement we are celebrating today. You have put yourselves on the line to get here, and please know this, whatever happens in your life, no one can ever take that achievement away from you. And so I congratulate each and every one of you on your achievement, and I thank you for having the courage to aspire to it. What's important now is what you do with what you've achieved. For myself, I chose public service as my career, and I can honestly say that I have not ever, not even for one day, regretted that choice. You will each make your own choices, and I wish you well. So 43 years ago, the same year I graduated, I signed on to the permanent staff of the Department of Social Welfare. I started at the very bottom, a basic grade clerk. They called us basics for short, and that's true. It wasn't a great start. The Assistant Director Benefits and Pensions wrote on my probation report, Peter would benefit from learning to curb his natural exuberance in the area of speculating on staffing matters. Well, I never quite managed that, and look where it got me. Never, ever be afraid to question things. Starting out as a basic grade clerk in the Department of Social Welfare, it never occurred to me, ever, that one day I might end up running the place, let alone the entire public service itself. In Wellington District Office, the top dog was the District Director. Now, I knew who he was because I had to sign his name on correspondence, Mr. Lambie. I saw him a handful of times, but I literally don't ever remember speaking to him. And when I got promoted to a junior role in head office, the top dog was the Director General of Social Welfare, Mr. Grant. One day I stepped into the lift and he was right there in front of me, Mr. Grant, and I froze. And then years later, of course, I became him when I became head of the department myself. Again, one day I was in the lift when the doors opened and a young woman got in. She looked at me and she froze. "Oh," she said, "it's you." "Yes," I said, "it's me." "I would have thought you would have your own lift," she said. I wish I said in my head. For me, Mr. Lambie and Mr. Grant were incredibly powerful people. But during the whole time I've held these sorts of jobs, I've never once felt that. But I have always felt responsible, all of the time, every day, every week. And I felt responsible because the stakes are high. Every day of the working week, public servants right across New Zealand get up, leave their families and their homes, get on buses, trains, into cars and come to work. And what they do touches the lives of every single New Zealander, our families and our communities. And they do that mostly because they care and because they want to make a difference. And I have to say, I really do believe in that. I really do believe in the ideal of public service. I believe in the spirit of service to the community that our Public Service Act talks about. I believe that it is a noble thing to choose to serve your country and its citizens. And I believe that public service is something we should acknowledge, celebrate and reward. And it saddens me when that is not the case. We need our public sector to be efficient, to deliver services that people can rely on, to drive the best outcomes and to be future focused. But the beating heart of all of that and more is the people who choose public service and why they are there. I believe that you get the best out of people by appealing to the best in people. And in the public sector, that's the spirit of service that people bring to their work. When we're able to harness that spirit, connect it to the needs of citizens and communities, and empower people to make a difference, that's when the magic happens. That's when lives are changed. The spirit of service that our public servants bring to their work is a taonga in our nation, and as the Public Service Act says, we ought to preserve, protect and nurture it. Public service, of course, is not confined to the public service itself. Our political leaders are public servants, our judges are public servants, our teachers and school principals are public servants. Many of you do voluntary work in the community. That is public service. Some of you serve on school boards. That is public service. And to that work, you bring a spirit of service to your communities. Whatever it is that you choose to do with your lives, you will have opportunities through public service. Embrace those opportunities. Public service will enrich your lives and enhance our nation. We should remember those who got us here. Each of you graduating today is privileged to have attended this university and to have learned from the academic staff and students here. And so to the staff of the university, I say thank you so very much. Back in 1981, I nearly didn't make graduation. I decided not to go. It was all a bit too establishment. You'll remember, well, you won't remember, but this was the 80s, and establishment was not the place to be. That was until my father intervened, and he informed me that I was going to graduation, and that I was going to go for my mother and for our family. And of course he was right. Because up until that point, I'd thought it was all about me, not about anybody else. Whatever our own talents, none of us is able to do what we do in our work and in our lives without the love and support of our parents, partners, families and friends, those who believe in us and those who back us in our lives. And so to the parents, partners, families and friends here today, thank you so very much. In my own life, I've had that too, and so in particular I want to acknowledge my partner Mark and my sister Diane. Both of you have given me your total, unconditional backing and support to do the jobs I've done, all the way through, every single time. Thank you so much. And so finally, back to each of you. Congratulations once again on your achievement. Go well, live your lives with spirit, heart and passion. Always strive to make a difference for others, and never forget this day and those who helped you get here. Nā reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.